Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day is plans. So you've probably heard the old saying, when man makes plans, God laughs. And I have to say that I certainly find that statement to be true, at least part of the time. But especially for me when it comes to creative process and working on projects, that a lot of times I'll have these ideas about the way that I think I'm supposed to be doing something. And then as I really start to dive in and do something, things change. It's like the creative process just kind of defines itself. So, as you may be aware, I've been working on writing and actually editing and revising the first draft of my book, The Empathic Woman. At least that's the working title. And so I made a commitment at the beginning of the year to sit my butt down in a chair a couple days a week and spend large chunks of time focused on nothing but that. Well, as you might imagine, my plans to do this and the reality of what's been happening have been a little bit different. The universe has thrown a couple curveballs. There have been a number of distractions. There have just been a number of sort of unavoidable things that were happening before that I needed to just kind of do. And essentially what's been happening is that every single day there's been at least one or two interruptions that's been keeping me from sitting in a chair and just writing for 6 hours straight. Now, I'm not really sure what made me think that writing for 6 hours straight was such a swift idea in the first place, but that was the plan. Well, what I've been noticing though is that I am actually doing better working in short bursts of creative expression, really focusing on writing for like an hour and a half or something, then going and doing something completely different that's allowing my creative process to kind of shift and just kind of breathe a little bit, kind of air the whole thing out. And at the same time that that's happening, there's all this creative process and all of these ideas that are percolating in the back of my mind, so that when I come back to it, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing in a few minutes once I'm done recording this, I actually have more of an ability to let stuff flow than I would if I was just forcing myself to sit in a chair. Because the truth is, this plan of what it looks like to be a grown-up writer was based on not necessarily reality, but what I thought I should do. And also was a setup, for me at least, for resistance, white knuckling my way through it, and basically dragging myself kicking and screaming through the whole process. And what I've noticed is that actually by giving myself more space and letting the plan be a little bit more of a guideline and an idea, and having sort of a goal of I will get X amount of writing done on these days, but when I do it during the day, how I do it, that's up to me. That's up to the way I am feeling guided to do this work. And that is allowing it to be so much more fun and so much easier than if I just kept forcing myself to stick to a plan that wasn't working. Now, I know that there have been times in my life where when I was younger, when I would have looked at the fact that the plan wasn't working as an indication that there was something wrong with me, that either I was being avoidant, that I was being resistant, that I was being lazy, that I was just trying to stay away from doing something. But instead of trying to discipline myself and force myself to just, Jennifer, you're going to sit in that chair and you're going to get shit done. That's sort of my father's voice, although ironically, he wouldn't have been the person saying that. Anyway, the thing is that by not making myself white knuckle it, and by not making myself sit in that chair, by not being sort of this taskmaster, and instead going, you know what, maybe the plan was not the one that works best for me, I am actually having an opportunity to discover some things about my creative process that's allowing me to actually be more effective and to get more stuff done, which is really exciting. And one of the things I've actually discovered is that I actually kind of do better when I've got two different things going on that are running kind of simultaneously, not at the exact same moment, like I am, but where it's like I'm working on one thing and then I'm working on another thing. Kind of as if I had a meal that I was planning where on one burner I've got the entree cooking and on the other burner I've got the major side dish going, so that there's different things that I'm playing with. And as I work on this one thing, I'm having a chance to kind of think about this thing. And when I'm working on this thing, I'm coming back and thinking about that thing. And there's this cross-pollination going on between the two ideas. And so as soon as I've worked on this for a while, I'm excited to go over here. And when I've worked on this for a while, I'm excited to go back to this, because suddenly I've got new ideas that have been sort of spurred by this other thing. Now, the truth is, if I had just forced myself to sit in the chair for like 6 hours a day, 3 days a week, I would not be realizing this in quite the same way. And chances are, at this point in time, I'd be starting to hit a serious wall. Instead, I am feeling excited, I am feeling inspired, and I'm feeling like, oh my goodness, I have so many different creative ideas that I want to play with, that I want to do. And in some ways, I can use some of these new ideas as like the carrot that I'm dangling in front of me to basically entice myself to keep working on the stuff that is a little bit of a slog. And that's really exciting. So my question to you right now is, when it comes to your own plans, when it comes to your own process, are you somebody who tends to stick to rigid plans? Are you somebody who tends to be like, nope, this is exactly the way it has to be. I'm sorry that you're having a hard time with it, but you're just going to have to suck it up, buttercup, and do it anyway? Or are you somebody who has the ability to recognize when plans aren't working and adjust accordingly? Do you course correct when something isn't happening? Do you look at plans as something that are just totally rigid and must be stuck to, or do you see them as a guideline? So I would love to hear what you have to say about plans and how you navigate with them. So please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, I'm wishing you peace, I'm wishing you ease, and I am wishing you plans that work, and when they cease to work, the ability to change things. So in the meantime, please like my Facebook page, Modern Medicine Lady, and if you've already done it, then I would love it if you would invite your friends to do it too. And until next word of the day, I'm wishing you peace, I'm wishing you ease, and I'm wishing you, I already said that, didn't I? Well, oh well, I guess it was so important I needed to say it again. Yeah, I'm wishing you gobs of creativity. So, catch you later.